Okay, this area of Quicksand, I have a lot of strong feelings about. So I'm calling this the Abdicator. The idea of abdication, or you're gonna abdicate something, is like the common way it's used is you're gonna abdicate your responsibilities. And so this is your client that doesn't wanna take responsibility for their own choices. And you, as their agent, your job is to look out for them and help them make informed choices. But you'll have some people, for whatever reason, don't want to make informed choices. They just want you to tell them what to do, or in various ways don't want to take responsibility for the fact that their signature on these documents means these are their choices. They're gonna have to live with the choices that result from this transaction. And so they're their choices, they're not your choices, but some people don't feel that way. They just want you to tell them what to do. You're the professional, just tell me what to do. And the way this comes out in conflicts later on is, so-and-so is my agent, I figured I didn't need to read the documents. They would have told me if it was important, but they of course do have to read the documents. Sometimes I think newer agents are especially vulnerable to this because you'll have a client that really leans heavily on you for a lot, really more than they should, because they're abdicating their own responsibility to make a decision, make an informed decision and listen to your advice, but not just blindly do everything that you tell them, in particular not reading the things that are sent to them. The whole not reading the documents sounds extreme, but this happens on a fairly regular basis because these are sometimes very lengthy documents in fine print that are legalese. You have clients that just have difficulty reading the things on a screen. They're not getting printed out on paper. It's a good reminder as an agent that the client needs to make these decisions because they are going to be the one living with the results of these decisions. A couple old phrases that I think agents will use when a client says, hey, what would you do? You don't necessarily want to tell them what you would do. You're like, hey, I'm not the one that has to live with this decision. I might do it because it means a certain set of things to me. It might mean different things to you and come with a different set of consequences to you. You're the one that has to live with this decision. I can help you through the implications and we can talk about it, but ultimately it needs to be what you would do, not what I would do. I feel like this sounds kind of obvious, but I think it's a really good word of caution for agents, especially newer agents. It feels good to be trusted. It can feel like a great compliment that your clients will lean on you so much. However, you want to just be cautious about letting that go too far, right? Like the clients need to make their own decisions. If you're making that decision for them, you may be the one who pays for the consequences of that decision, right? Because if you didn't help them make their own decision, you told them what to do, they're going to expect you, maybe to cough up some money or share in some of the pain of those choices if it turns out a year later, 6 months later, a little bit after a transaction that a problem results from that because they did what you told them, as opposed to you laid out the information so they can make an informed decision, but it's their decision, not you telling them what to do. So keep that in mind. That's the last one. There's a lot more to talk about with the idea of the abdicator, but I just think it's a good reminder for agents when you get that feeling that the client's leaning on you too much, you're not the one living in the house, you're not the one living with the decision, they're gonna be living in the house, they're gonna be living with the decision, and kind of giving them that information so that they feel as confident as they can that they've got everything at their fingertips to make this decision, but at the end of the day, it's their decision, not your decision. So keep that in mind, and that is it for this one. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you learned something or if this helped you solve a problem, follow me for more.